For our morning meditation. I'm the Reverend Dr. William L. Johnson III. I am glad to share as a host for our morning meditation once again. These morning meditations are meant to inspire and encourage you. We hope that they would do just that. Every week, we offer these meditations because we are aware of the life journey. We are aware that life comes with moments in which we have time to reflect and sometimes moments in which we don't. And so many of us don't get a chance to be inspired or encouraged because we're often pouring out more than we take in. So this is our attempt to try to make sure that we offer an opportunity for you to be able to receive encouragement and inspiration and to know that somebody's thinking about you and is a partner with you as you journey along the way. Now to our morning meditation. Today's morning meditation is entitled Finding Balance. Finding Balance. Many years ago, I say many years ago, I started my theological journey as I was a young seminarian, and I picked up a book written by a Danish theologian, philosopher, whatever you want to call him, Soren Kierkegaard. Soren Kierkegaard, in his first work, wrote a piece called Either or. Either or. And in that writing, Soren, who was born in like 1843, so he was one that we look back on and reflect on the great work that he did. Thinkers who thought long before we got into our current situation, offered us this picture of two ways to live. He thought one was the way that you could live that left you to do whatever you wanted, whatever you felt like doing, whatever comes to mind, moving on impulse and on your passions to live your life fully in that lane. And the other route, the other way of living was to be more thoughtful, more regimented, more conservative in our thinking, being in a place where we're practicing more restraint rather than living freely. And in the balance of the book that he wrote, when I read it so many years ago, now it comes back to me, flooding to my mind as I look at the landscape in which we live. We have people living their lives either on one extreme or the other, either or either or. They are either full throated, pedal to the metal, living their life, saying what they want, doing what they want, acting the way they want, being who they want, regardless of what it means to our society and in its connection to other people. On the converse, there are people who are living their lives restrained, never allowing for who they really are to ever surface, always pulling back and don't want others to be able to live and be themselves. They are living in a restrained existence, to say the least, and in many ways, snuffing out or putting out or stamping out any individual gifts or abilities or talents whatsoever. So I wanted to share with you about what it means to find balance. Finding balance means to be able to be in the place where you are aware that life is not on either extreme. It is life comes at us sometimes high, sometimes low, sometimes good days, sometimes not so good. Sometimes it rains, sometimes by the afternoon the sun is out, and sometimes in the morning you think your parade is all good and a windstorm blows away everything that you have planned and created. It's the way life is, that sometimes you feel great in the morning and a phone call will change the whole trajectory of your day. So I want to talk about finding balance. I'm trying to share with you why it's important to realize that life comes with all of these extremes, and we have to find the ability to live in the middle. Which brings me to my point and the real point that I'm sharing. Not a long message here for this morning meditation, but it's one that I think is appropriate. Because while we are living, there is this ability to know that the universe keeps on going. The extremes will not necessarily win the day. Whether or not you want to live out and go out and do whatever you're passionate about, you can't live there forever. And even though there may be others who might find themselves trying to not ever show up, hiding behind all that society has had presented to them, but not really living out their best life, there's no way to live that way either, or die that way. It is in finding the balance. You are all of these things, and your creator has made you so. So that the common denominator on all extremes means that God, I believe that God, the one that created us, has brought us to a place so that we can enjoy all of life, enjoy our passions, but also enjoy the ability to know that there's a time and place for everything, and to be able to move through life enjoying both. Finding balance. If you find your life is out of balance, and that's what I really want to get to, if you take a self-assessment and do the real work of discovering that you're out of balance, maybe you're all work and no play, or all play and no work, maybe that you are finding yourselves committed to things that are life taking and not life giving. And maybe perhaps you're finding yourself in a place where you're discovering that you need balance. Let me give you some advice. Number one, if you're in the place where you desire to find balance, stop moving for a moment. Stand still for a moment. Take a moment to encounter you. Let your soul show up for just a moment so that you can realize that movement will not give you balance. If you've ever seen anyone on a tightrope and feel like they are losing their balance, they often find a way to get still long enough so that they can center themselves. I believe my way of doing that is through prayer. My way of doing that is through a commitment and a relationship with an indwelling God, and a God that sees me and knows me. It is in those moments in which I put away all the things that I hear, all the things that are being said, and I find a centering moment. I don't know what that is for you, but find it, because the centering moment is the place where you will find balance. For me, I've discovered that place is in the place where I go back to the one who created me and say to that one, I'm out of balance and I'm not quite sure what I should be doing. And at that moment, I discover that I'm right there at home. Just the other week, I was talking about the Wizard of Oz, or the Wiz. And when Dorothy gets to the place when she is trying to figure out with those slippers on her feet, it's important to notice they're always and have always been on her feet. When she gets to the place where she is wondering what to do, and she comes to realize that home is where she really wants to be, in her own being, in her own mind, in her own place, so that she can be her own self. She looks down and realizes, after being instructed, that she's been home all alone, all along. All she had to do is click her heels, activate what was under her feet, make sure she finds balance. Maybe that's where you are. Find out where home is. Find out what brings you peace. Find out what brings you satisfaction. Remind yourself that it's okay to be still long enough, even when the pressures are telling you, you got to do something about this, you got to act. Find balance. Become fully present. Be mindful of where you are and not where you're trying to go, nor where you've been. And get still long enough to get your feet underneath you. That is the word of the day. That's the morning meditation. Give yourself a break. Don't push yourself too hard. Just remind yourself that finding balance is the best thing for you, so you'll know where you need to go. So in Soren Kierkegaard's dilemma, he was trying to figure out how to do that for society, how to pull us back together where we can find balance. Is it either or? Is it one extreme or the other? Probably not, most likely not. You cannot live in that place and be healthy and well, but you have to be in a place where you're centered with balance. Well, I want you to know this is our morning meditation, and we offer it to you because you're loved, you're appreciated, and you're irreplaceable. Have a great day. Have a great week. We hope and pray that you have a great life. Take care.